Good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Just let me know through the chat window. Divisha, can you please check and confirm if the data link is there on the video or not? I've just updated it. Good evening, Avi. Thank you, Divisha, for your wishes. Yes. Am I audible? I have sound and streaming is good. Just let me know. And Divisha, kindly confirm if the link is there. Data down. Have you downloaded the link? We'll be starting in just 2 minutes. You just opened the dataset. I'm showing you the dataset. This is the dataset. I hope you have downloaded this dataset by now. Right? We are going to work on this dataset. Right? Okay, great. So guys, today we are going to work on. Thanks, Avi. Thanks for your wishes, and I reciprocate the same to all of you. I'm just a facilitator here, and we all are learning from each other, right, Avi? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Anjali. Good evening, Kushi. Good evening, all others. So what I was telling you that today we are going to work on data set that will help us out in creating data tables, and then we are going to today learn a very important aspect, and that aspect is how to connect two sheets or two files or two or more files. If we put data in one file, how the data would be available in other files, how to create the data link between two different sheets and files. This is the major agenda of the day. Along with that, I'm going to work on some tools, tricks, tips and tricks that you are going to see today. Along with that, right? So, guys, just confirm again if it is okay and if the data link is working. So, download the data. Yesterday also there were some requests on mail that they have unable to download the data, but I think the link is quite visible to me and others also. So I just say to you, download the dataset, right? So now we'll start with this data. This is our data for the day. You see, yesterday we work on the concept of flash fill, and for example, I want name Aditya, and if I put Control E, I'll get the first name, and in the similar manner, see, I want. Now, earlier we see there were names in two different columns and we were merging those names with the help of flash fill. Now, there is another trick which we want to work out, and we want to work out that I want a surname and a first name in different columns, or I want to separate them. See, now there is a trick to separate these first names. I want Aditya and Pandey both in different columns. So, how to do it? We are going to first learn that trick. So, select your data set. You can select the whole column also, or you can select your data sets just right from top to bottom with the help of a shift key, or you can select it with a mouse. Select with the mouse, drag it down, and select your data set. Now, when you've selected your data set, go to the here the data section. Click on the data tab here on the top. Click on the data tab, right? When you click on this data tab, you see here on the there is an option called text to column. Just let me know if you found out this option. Click on this option, text to column, and just let me know if you found that option, because in certain systems it is being shown in quite small icon form, so it is difficult to find out. I hope you would be able to find out that small icon, right? Good evening to all. Good evening, Mohammed Ahmed. So just try to find out that small icon of what we termed up as text to column. I'll repeat it again. Select your data set from top to bottom. Go to the data tab on the top. In the data tab, there are data tools. You see data tools. There is an option called text to column, right? Lot of icons are there. There is an option called text to column. Click on this text to column. When you click on this text to column, a window opens up here, and there are two options: delimited and fixed width. You have to tell your system that if your data is separated or delimited by some special character like comma or full stop or space, or if the length is fixed, if all data is of same length, same number of characters, then we call it fixed width. So in our case, the data is not of same length, but the data is separated by a space in between. You see, so we'll tell it that data is delimit, and we click on delimit. After that, we click on next. We move on to next. Right? When you move on to next, it is asking you. Lot of options are here. It is asking you what is the character by which the data is separated. So our data is separated by an space bar. To click on this space. Right? We are clicking on this space. So when you click on this space, you see on bottom side, it shows you that name and surname or the family name is separated into two columns. Then again click on next, and you just say finish, and you see the data is separated into two columns, right? And there is a name called Rishi Gupta, Rishi Raj Gupta. There are three names: Rishi, Raj, and Gupta. First name, middle name, and last name or surname or family name. So it is dividing that into three different columns, right? So just you have to check out your data if the separation is proper according to your requirement or not. There may be one or two cases like this where you want to separate them in different conditions. You can check them out. So guys, just let me know if you are in a position to create that text to column and you have created multiple columns of your data and separated into different columns. Just let me know. Or if you want to repeat this section, I'll repeat this, because from today, like we are again elevating our level with different things. So in the starting, we'll be little slow and then we'll catch up the pace. Good evening, Dr. Sayali. Good evening, Mission 100. Good evening, Sakshi. Okay, so I hope till this part is okay. You have been in a situation to create sections. I'll repeat in a quick manner. I'll repeat it again just to show you. Select your data. Go on the data tab on the top. Click on the data tab. In the data tab, there is data tools and there is text to column. If the text to column is not visible, try to hover your mouse on the different icons, and on one icon you will see the text to column is written over there. Click on that icon. A window of text to column comes up over here. Then there is an option called delimit. Click on delimit. Then click on next. The icon is, then there is a space. Select a space here because your data is separated with a space in between. Click on space. As you select space, the data is divided into columns. Then click on next. Now there is another option. Here it is asking for destination. You can change your destination. The destination here it says A1. You want to change it. You want it from column C1. So you, instead of A, type down C1. You can type it down C1 $C$1 and say finish. So that original data will remain the same, whereas we are getting a separated data in two different columns, column C and column D. So if you want it in a original position, you can do it in original position. If you want to do it in a new position, you can do that in a new position, right? So now the second part is linking of sheets. Linking of sheets. How to do this? So for that we are going, I'm giving you this data set. This is just for your reference, that in future if you want to work on this, then you would be using this type of data set. But how we are going to use it? We are going to have a new file, right? We are going to have a new file. So for that, press Control N. When you press Control N, you will have a new window of Excel, right? A new window of Excel comes up. I'll just increase the size of my window so that it will be more visible. Click a new window, right? So a new Excel comes up here, right? Open a new window, click on Control N. As soon as you Control N, a new window of Excel opens up. Now we are going to create the linking in this Excel file. Is it okay? Guys, have you created a new window of Excel? Priya, changing columns to rows is there is a function. I am repeating it. Priya, there is a function called transpose. Right? They transpose can be handled in two manner. There is a function called transpose and there is a feature called transpose. Today at the end, I'll tell you how to change the columns to the rows. Don't worry. Right? Good evening, Priya. So I'll repeat it again, Devisha. I'll repeat it again. So we are working on this sheet. Now what you have to do, we don't have to do anything. Just click anywhere inside the sheet. We are working in Excel. Press Control N. N for new. Next. Now a new window is there. Now we are supposed to work in this new window. Right? So guys, I hope new window has been created on your system. Right, Devisha? Okay. So we'll work on a new window. How to work in? Let us start with new window. First of all, what we do is here we'll write month. On the top we'll write month, and on the adjacent we'll write, like you see here we have created a data expense, month and expense. So we'll write down that month and expense. Write down month and expense here, right? Month and expense. Select this and fill a yellow color from this option. Fill color. Fill the yellow color just to differentiate it from other cells, right? After that, on the bottom cell, write Jan, 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 or you can write down January, full January, and drag it down. Drag it down till December. Write down month, expense, write down January and drag it down till December. After December, write down total. Total. Right? After total, select this whole data set. Select this whole data set. Go to this option, border option. Click on this drop down arrow. There is an arrow that and there is an option called all borders. Click on all borders. Now see, all borders are created along with data set. Now I want you people to select total and the cell just next to the total and fill them with yellow color just to differentiate from other cells. So on the top month and expense are there and on the bottom total is there. Is it okay? Guys, have you created this sheet? Just let me know if the sheet is prepared by you people. Just create a sheet. Right guys? So now by now you people must have created a sheet. What next? Create a duplicate of this sheet and create 5 duplicates. Create 5 duplicates of this sheet. Yesterday we learned how to create a duplicate sheet. Right click, move and copy, create a copy, move to the end and OK. That is one method, and other method is drag it out with a control key, create duplicates. So create 5 duplicates. Create 5 duplicates. So created 5 duplicates. Ayushi, I will provide you attendance form link after this session. Right, Ayushi? I'll provide that link. So guys, I'll repeat. What we have to do is, I'll repeat it out one by one. First of all, what I'll do is I create a sheet. How to create a sheet? I'll repeat this small portion for all of you. Write down month, write down expense, select both and fill the yellow color, then write down January, then drag January till December, then select total, then select total and the cell adjacent and fill yellow color in from here, fill color, then select all the cells and go to all borders and create all borders. Now it is created. Now create a duplicate, move or copy, create a copy, move to the end and OK. Or you can have a control key, and yesterday we learned how to create a duplicate sheet. Create 5 duplicate sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now 5 sheets you have created, 5 duplicate sheets. What you now need to do is, after creating these 5 duplicate sheets, go to sheet 1, double click on the name of sheet 1, double click on sheet 1, double click on sheet 1 and rename it as travel. So what does it mean? That the first sheet will carry out the expenses that are incurred on traveling. Rename the second sheet as, let us say, mobile, that expenses that are incurred on mobile phone. Rename the third sheet as, let us say, electricity, the expenses that are incurred on electricity. And the last sheet, fourth sheet, rename it as food, right? Food. So we have 4 sheets: travel, mobile, electricity and food. Rename the last and final sheet as annual expense. Annual expense. So now we are having 4 sheets: travel, mobile, electricity, food, and we are having last sheet as annual expense. Is it okay? Annual expense. So guys, just let me know if you have created 4 sheets, and after creating those 4 sheets you have created the 5th final sheet with the name annual expense. So name them food, mobile, electricity, travel, annual expense. I repeat: mobile, electricity, food and travel. Last sheet shall be named as annual expense. Very good, done. So now next part. What you have to do in the next part here is, go to the first sheet, travel sheet. Go to the first sheet, travel sheet, and in this sheet just fill some dummy numbers, that the expenses that you have, any dummy numbers that you like, till September, till August. September is right now we are working on, so just fill your expenses in from January to August. These are the expenses incurred in January to August on traveling. Right? For example, maybe a monthly pass of a bus or a train or something, whatever you say, or a monthly pass of metro or something like that. You just fill some dummy numbers to understand expenses, right? Now what you do is, create a total on the bottom side. On the lowest bottom corner, create a total. Write down equal to sum, bracket open, and select all the cells above. Select all the cells above. right? And create the sum in the last, that is B14. Create the sum here in the last B14. Just fill some dummy data from January to August, and then on the last create a total of all the above cells. I'm showing you the formula. You see the formula B2 to B13 of all the cells above, from B2 to B13, right? Create this sum. Repeat this for first four sheets, for mobile, for electricity, for food. Repeat this for all the three sheets. Do not do it in the last. Leave annual expense as it is. Do not touch it. Just do it for travel, mobile, electricity, food. Again in the mobile, go to January, fill some dummy data, any dummy data till, let us say, August. Then go to total and write down sum and do the summation of all above, right? Do this for all the four sheets. Keep saving your work, just not to lose in between if something happens. Just keep saving your work in between, right? Now what you do is, instead of doing it summation again and again for all the cells above, you have to press Ctrl C, copy it down and go to electricity and paste that sum. Do not do sum again. Paste that sum. Ctrl C and Ctrl V, copy and paste. Ctrl C, copy, Ctrl V, paste in electricity and food. Paste that in electricity. And now fill some dummy data in electricity and some dummy data in electricity. Some dummy data in electricity. Fill it. Right? Not to issue Ranveer. You just roll back. You can see what we are doing and just come in forward. Right? Don't worry, Ranveer. So guys, do this with food again. Fill some dummy data. Fill some data means some numbers that are calculatable, so that we can do some calculations on those numbers, right? Some dummy data. So we are having four sheets. Travel, fill data till August and do a summation on below. Summation of all the column, all the cells above, B2 to B13, even the blank cell also. Because in future when you fill the expense of September, you are going to have the total on the last cell in the bottom. Do this for mobile also. Do this for mobile, for electricity, for food. Do this for all. Do this for all the cells, all the four sheets. When you complete these four sheets, come to the annual expense sheet and click on B2, and then we'll work on B2. B2, right? Alt plus equal to cannot be used, Divisha, because there are some blank cells. Some blank cells are also there in between. So I advise you right now, do not use alt plus equal to. Just use the formula equal to sum, bracket open, and all that. Let me know, guys, if you have created the complete data set for the first four sheets. After that, doing that, we'll move on to the fifth last sheet. Just put a Y in a chat window. Just put a Y in a chat window. Good. So now, now come to the annual expense. Now come to annual expense. Watch it carefully. Do not do by yourself. You just first watch it, because if you are new, you may get confused. Those who are proficient and old, they might be knowing it better, but those who are new, this may be a little problem for them, right? So all of you watch it carefully. There is an annual expense. What I do have, I want the expense of all four sheets here, right? I want this is an annual expense sheet. Annually, it is showing me the expense, the total annual expense of all various categories. Travel sheet is just showing me the expense of travels. Mobile is showing the expense of mobile. Electricity is showing the expense of electricity. Food is showing the expense of food only. What I want is I want the total expense that I incurred all over the year in different months in this sheet itself. So what I do is you just watch, do not do it. First watch. Press equal to, go to this here travel sheet and click on the January. You see on the top travel B2 is there. It is referring to travel sheet cell B2. After that, give a plus sign. Here you see on the top a plus sign appears up. When you do a plus sign, move on to the mobile. Move on to mobile, and in the mobile click on cell B2. Click on B2. Now you see on the top it is travel B2 plus mobile B2. Now put a plus again and go to electricity. Click on electricity here from the bottom and then click cell B2. Now you see here travel mobile electricity. Put one more plus. So just remember that you are supposed to press plus sign 3 times, because there are 4 data set, 4 data items. So make use of plus operator only thrice, only 3 times, and then go to food and click on January of expense of food expense, right? So you see on the top travel B2 plus mobile B2 plus electricity B2 plus 4 B2. The plus operators is used 3 times, and there are 4 sheets: travel, mobile, electricity, food, all B2. And now press enter. I repeat, press enter. As soon as you press enter, the final expense, you see January in front of January in the annual expense, you can see that travel, mobile, electricity and food, all expenses together. Now you do it and paste your requirement, right? Paste it there. If you are having any difficulties or anything, I'll repeat it again. I'll show it to you again how to do it. Guys, just let me know. Put a Y if you are able to do it, or if any problem is there, I'll be solving that, right? Avi, don't worry. Practice. If you practice it out and you came to know, you would be able to do it. In a huge data set also, game of the rules are same. They are not going to change, right? The game of the rules are same everywhere, every time. So annual expense is there. Drag it down till the last. Drag it down till total. And you see we have no data in September, October, November. It is showing us 0, and in the grand total it is showing us the final data that is for total of all the cells, right? So just now in this way you have created annual expenses, and there is a link between 4 sheets. So guys, just let me know. Put a Y in a chat window if you did that. Just put a Y in a chat window. Is it okay? Just confirm me back. I'll repeat this once again. This small formula, I'm repeating it again. Just I'm repeating this portion again because this is a key to what we are going to do as next exercise. So what you do in January, write down equal to, after equal to, go to travel. You go to travel here, right? And in the travel, you click on travel, click travel and click on the first travel B2. After traveling B2, do one plus sign, then go to mobile, then mobile B2, then plus sign, then electricity B2, then plus sign, food B2. Select only 4 sheets. Make sure travel, mobile, electricity, food. Only 4. Do not move on to any other sheet or any other anywhere click. And after doing it, you see you have to put plus sign only 3 times. Normally in confusion, after food also people put a plus sign, fourth plus sign, no fourth plus sign, only 3 plus operators. And then press enter. Now you got the summation in the last sheet, drag it down to the last cell. And you are getting all the details there. Divisha, is it okay? Is it okay? So what I did here is, let's try it that if it is working or not. Just to check it out, go to travel and fill, let us say 100 expense in the month of September. As soon as you fill 100 here, the data is from 1559 to 1659 is increased. And let us go to annual expense. You see, now annual expense is increased by 100. If you go to mobile and again let us have ₹1,000 here as an expense in mobile in September. So we are having an expense of mobile increase by September 1061. Earlier it was 9,000. Now it is 10,000. And in the annual expense it is increased by 1,000. Earlier it was 100, it is 1100. So go guys, I hope by now this is okay. Divisha, just confirm if it is okay with you. If it is okay, Divisha, just confirm back. So guys, let us move on now. Good. I hope by now this is okay. So in this manner, n number of files, n number of sheets you can and connect with each other. Let us now move on to, for you people, you just save this file. I'm closing it down because I do not require it more, right? So save this file with yourself because you need to practice it up again and again. And let us go back to the original set, the normal data set that we were using, and come to the sheet here called secret and freeze. Let us start working on this sheet, secret and freeze sheet. Come to the secret. This is a secret data. I want to know about the secret data, so let us work it out. Come to the sheet. This quite big data. You see, lot of data is there. So let us work on this data. Let us work on this data. So in this data, suppose I assume that I'm talking to some client, or I'm giving some presentation, and there are lots of sheets as you see in this file. I want to keep this sheet as a secret sheet so that anyone or everyone may not be able to check it out or use it. So what should I do is I'll right click on this sheet, right click, and there is an option called hide, and I do hide, and now the sheet is not visible. Only I knew that there is a sheet and nobody else would know, because I'm just giving presentation or showing some data and the sheet is in a hidden mode. Now how to bring it back? Again, click any of the sheets here, and you see there is an option unhide. Click on unhide, and now there is a sheet that is secret sheet, and okay, and this is now visible. Let us try out with two sheets. I am selecting two sheets simultaneously. Click on one sheet, click on secret and freeze, and press Ctrl key and select another sheet also. So there are two sheets, right click and hide. Now two sheets are in a hidden mode. How to bring them back? How to unhide them? Click anywhere, right click. There is an option called unhide. Now click on unhide, and now you have to do it one by one. You cannot do them together. So secret sheet, okay. So secret sheet is visible. Again right click and unhide the creatable sheet. Right? Now the sheets are there with us. Is it okay? So sheets are there with us. Now the next feature is free. I need to scroll down, or I need to scroll on rather right hand side of this data set. And when I move on right hand side, I want to see this, the heading of what is almond or what is dried fruit nut, what is the heading of this data. So when I scroll down, the first head row is no more visible, or the on the left hand side, maybe I want to see this sequence number, or I want to see this order number. I think this is order number, yes, this is order ID and order date. I want to see these dates, or I want to see the which customer order is from, what is the name of the customer, and what is it. So I need some method so that if I scroll down, then my heading should be visible. So how to do it? How to do it? Go to view here. Go to view, and there is an option called freeze panes. Now there are three options on the freeze panes. If you click on freeze top row, now you see if I scroll down, my top row is visible, still visible. I can go down any number of times. Right? I can go down any number of times. Like this. I want to unfreeze it. Again, freeze panels and unfreeze it. Now the date is unfreezed. Similarly, there is an option called on the bottom freeze first column. When I click first column, what happened? If I scroll on right hand side, first column is visible and rest of the column is going to hide under the first column. That is column A. I want to unfreeze it. I have to unfreeze it. I unfreeze it. Now next part. I want to freeze the customer name. I want to freeze the customer name. So how to do it? Select this customer name. Right? Select this customer name and freeze pane, and there is a first option called freeze panes. Click on this freeze panes and now check out what happened. So if I want to see this customer ID, then select any other column, and it is now in a hidden mode. Right? It is now in a hidden mode. But if I scroll down, the top row is still not visible. So how to make both horizontal and vertical visibility? So guys, just let me know if you are in a position to hide it out, to hide your data and unhide your data, and then after that hiding columns and rows, freezing columns and rows, or freezing panes. So then I'll come to the last part of it. Unfreeze it first of all, make everything normal. So if you want to freeze till customer ID, right? So what you have to do is click on this customer name, this ABC here, ABC group. Let us click on here and see what happens. I go to freeze pane and click freeze pane. Just one cell. If I go up, customer name is visible. If I go on the right hand side, customer ID is visible. So I can go in both horizontal and vertical fashion and want to see data, whichever the data I want to see and convey. Now if I want to go on right hand side and want to see the order from the beverages, order is from customer number 12, customer ID is 12, and the order ID is this, so I can easily compare out. Earlier, before freezing, it was not possible. So freezing is very easy option, just to it comes in very handy, and I tell you, we are using it hundreds of the time. This option is being used hundreds of the times, right? So okay, now let us move on to the next, create tables. So guys, just put a Y in a chat window if you are in a position to work it out. Just let me know. Just let me know if it is okay with you. Okay. So freezing is okay. Freezing is okay. Now let us move next. Create tables. So another great feature of Microsoft Excel is create tables. Here, if you go insert, you see there is an option called tables. So click anywhere. Now a data set is there where months are being shown here, and the say number of products sold. Product 1, product 2, product 3, month wise they are showing it which products have been sold. So how to create this into a data table, why we need data tables, and what is the advantage of using data tables? Let us see this one by one. This is one of the great features, data table, and you are going to use it again and again. Simple text is different, data tables is different. Let us try to understand this. Click anywhere inside this data and press Ctrl T. The shortcut is written on the right hand side. It's going to select all the data by itself, and you can say OK. And now the table is converted into data tables. Right now the table is converted into data tables. Now you see on the top these drop down arrows are being there. They are there. That's one thing. Then second, you see the alternate rows are colored. Blue color. Alternate rows are colored. A style is there, that is blue, white, up, right? Banded rows. This is a feature called banded rows. There are alternate rows that are there. So in this way you can create a table. Another shortcut you is Control L. Control L, click somewhere inside and say OK, and now it is converted to data tables, right? So what is a great feature of data table? Let us find out. Now you see here, after December I want to have next month's January. I'll write down January here, next month January, and press enter. As soon as I press enter, the next row is always by itself the part of the data table. You see, it by itself becomes the part of the data table. Similarly, on the right hand side, if I want to add product 4, I can type down product 4 and press enter, and automatically the next column will become the part of the table. So whatever the features of the tables are, it by default will be applicable on this data table. So just guys, let me know data table. I'm repeating this data table again, don't worry. I'll be repeating this again, how to create a data table. Don't worry, absolutely don't worry. Now create tables. A table is given already in the data set provided. So how to handle this? You do, how you do it? Click Control T. Control T inside the cell anywhere and say OK. When you say OK, what happened? the table, normal table is converted to data tables. How to identify it? You here see months, products, there is a small arrow is appearing up here, drop down arrow, and the alternate rows are colored. Alternate rows are banded, we call it a banded row. So in this manner we created data tables, right? Now next part, you see on here I want to change this formatting and all color. So how to do it? Lot of options are there. You select any of these options. You see, you go on any of these options, click anywhere inside the table, any of these options, and it will change. The color coding will change. Whatever the options are being given up here on right hand side, accordingly the color coding will change. You can follow any of these codings, right? So this is a coding. You can select down, or you can select any other coding, any other color combinations, right? So now the color combination is there. It is your choice. How to expand this table? Snowball, just let me know if it is okay. Snowball, just let me know if it is okay. And you drag it to the right. You see on the column, lowest column side, you drag it to the right hand side to increase the size of the table, or you drag on the bottom sides to increase the data size. Now there are 3 rows. You can enter data in 3 rows. In this manner, you can increase the size of the table, right? Now, next thing, if you are inside a data table, you see here a design tab is there. Design tab appears. If you are outside, if you click outside the table, there is no design tab. So design tab will only be available when you are working with tables. If you are not working with tables, you are working outside, the design tab goes off. Click inside the data table, you see the design tab appears. Click outside, design tab will not be available, it goes away. So design tab, is it okay? Design tab, good. Now what happened? Let us give a name to this table. Let us give a name to this table and let us understand what is the advantage of this table. Here you see table 6 is given. Click anywhere inside the table, then table 6 is there, and you can write it down. For example, I want to name it as my name Kapil. I'll write down my name Kapil. So now the table name is Kapil. If I click outside, that table name and all thing is gone. If I click inside, it is showing me Kapil and in the design tab. Let us go to some other sheet. Let us go to some other sheet. And here are the tables, you see. Every table in having is a unique table. So other sheets are there, you see. Every table is having a unique name. If you click in this, in the design tab, you see there is a unique name. If you try to change the name of the table, it will not change. And this is a unique feature of a table so that it is identifiable by the system, right, as a unique item. Is it okay? Unique item. So if you want to create a duplicate of this, the system will ask you to rename it. Now let us move ahead. Second part, resize. We already did how to resize a table. If you want to add another column, you can type it down, convert it to data table, control T, it will convert to control T. Let us move on to the next sheet, or resize, and it is now to data table. You want to have the cost, total profit. I want to calculate a total profit here, so I'll calculate, write down total profit. Guys, follow this with me. I'll show it again. Follow this with me, because now advantages of tables, we are going to understand the advantage of table, why we are using it, right? So here we would like to have profit. Let us add a column profit. When you type down profit here, a column is created. Column is created. And how to calculate a profit is, we'll write down equal to revenue minus cost. You don't have to do anything, just select revenue minus cost and press enter. As soon as you press enter, see on the right hand side, the column is populated by itself. All formula is applied in by itself. Whatsoever it is a small table, but since there are 10,000 rows or 10,000 columns, you need not to write it or copy it down or drag it down, something like that. Data tables will help you do it by itself. Snowball, I'm repeating a freeze. Yes. In this here, I'm repeating of how to freeze it. You select, you select a column. Suppose I want to freeze it till this point. You select this column C, go to view, go to view tab here, view, and in the view there is freeze pane. Click on freeze pane. When you click on freeze pane, the data is freezed till this row, right, or this column, right? So if I want to freeze till author, I have to select the next column after the author. If I want to unfreeze it, just click on freeze and click on unfreeze. It is being unfreezed. You see now the whole table is moving. Earlier only till that point it is freeze. Now similarly, if I want to have some particular row, suppose I want to freeze till row 4, so select 5 and freeze panes. And now you see till 4 it is freezed out. Right? Unfreeze is go to freeze and unfreeze. Now next part is if I want to freeze both row and column together, click on a single cell which point you want to freeze out rows and columns. Suppose here at mystery C4 I want to freeze it out. I'll click at mystery and I'll go to freeze and I'll click on freeze pane. So I can freeze them horizontally and I also can freeze them vertically. I want to unfreeze it, click on freeze pane and unfreeze. I'll just unfreeze it out. Is it okay? Yes, Keshi, let us have data tables again. I'm telling you about data tables. How to do about data tables? So guys, in data tables, what you have to do is, I want to have a profit here. Suppose I want to have a profit, right? So how to add profit? Just on a column adjacent, write down profit and press enter. As soon as you type down profit, a new column is created by itself. How to calculate profit? Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. So click on the revenue, click on the cost. Revenue minus cost. You do not have to type down the formula bracket open at the rate revenue. This is some coding for reference to a table. You as a user do not need to do it. Right? There is no need. मैं भी ये देख रहा हूँ मेरा वो भी बंद हो गया. Guys, let me know if you can see this. If it is okay, streaming is there. Yes, streaming goes off because of whether the internet problem is there, so streaming goes off somewhere in between. Now, am I visible? Am I audible? Guys, put a chat window. Yes, if I am audible and if the sound is okay with you. I'll start within a minute. Because of the bad weather, streaming many times goes off in between. Okay, so what we'll do is in my side, it is not visible, right? So you see my streaming is not visible here. It's still waiting for cache. So what I suggest you is I'll try this in another window and see if it works. I'll try it another browser and see if it works in another browser. Okay guys, so I can see your chat here in this window. Right, so let us start with our data set again. So have you learned how to add a new column? So in this way, whatever the formula is there, you need not to apply that formula. Now let us see some other features of this. Move on to the design tab. Move on to the design tab and let us work on the design tab. What all features are there in the design tab? Right, let us see the design tab. You see, there is an option called header row. If you check it or uncheck it, you can hide or make your header row visible like this. Header row visible. Total row, banded row. Just leave the total row. Let us say banded row. If you unbanded it, it is being shown as an unbanded row. If you select it, it is being shown as a banded rows. The colored rows, alternate colored rows, right? Similarly, if you click first column, it will highlight the first column. Last column, it will highlight the last column. Banded columns, like rows, the columns may also be you can make unbanded rows and you make the banded columns. If it is your requirement is like that, you want to highlight certain columns, then you can go on banded columns. Similarly, if you want to have a filter button, you can have a filter button or you can remove the filter button. Anyway, you can do it. Right? Now, after that, the most important one is the total rows. This total row. Let us work on this. You click on this total row. As soon as you click on this total row, see in the last a row appeared by the name total. A row appeared by the name total, and this is one of the very intelligent, great feature of data tables. Now, this total row, if you want to remove it, just uncheck it. If you want to show it, total row. What happened here in pages? When you click on this pages, there is as soon as you click on this pages down there, a drop down arrow appears. In this drop down arrow, options are there. You want the average, you want the count, you want the maximum value, minimum value, standard deviation. What you want is, it will tell you that. If you want the average, it will give you the average of the above. The what is the average number of pages per book? It is showing you the average, right? If you want the sum, it is showing you the sum. If you want to see the sum of the cost, it will show you the sum of the rows above it, or all of the data above it is showing you the sum. If you want to see the maximum value, check out the maximum value. If you want to see a minimum value, check out the minimum value. So guys, is it okay? Are you using this? Is it okay with you all? Is it okay? Just let me know. Put a Y in a chat window if you are working in total rows. Just let me know if you are comfortable with total row. Quite an easy task, but just for a sake, I just want to understand. Okay. Right, so all this can be done with total rows. And if you want to expand a column on the right hand side, you can still further expand it and do it. Now, how to make this column normal back again? How to make this column normal back again? If you click inside the column, click anywhere inside your any data set inside this table, and there's an option called convert to range. You click on this convert to range, and it will ask, do you want to convert the table to a press yes, and it will convert it back to a normal. And you see on the top, design tab goes away. Design tab goes away. Now it is a normal table. You want to make it a data table, Control T and make it again a data table. So whole set will be now a data table. Now there is an option when you select the whole table. Here you see remove duplicates. Remove duplicates. Click on this remove duplicate. First, before that, you see there are yellow color. Two cells, they are of complete duplicate. Exactly the same. So click inside the table and click on remove duplicates. Right? And it will select all the columns in here and say OK. And it says one duplicate value found and removed, and say OK and OK, right? And it removes your duplicate. The second duplicate will be removed, the first will be retained. right? So in this way, if you by chance create some duplicate or some mishappening happens, you can correct this out, this duplicate one. Now there is an option of filter button. Let us understand this filter button. Many of you might be knowing it, but quite an easy feature, we can understand this. Click on this filter button, and suppose I want to see the details of only the author one. I click on author one and OK. Now these are the books written by author one. And if I want to go back and want to see everything, then go here and select all or clear filter and OK. And now the filter is clear and everything is visible. I'll repeat this filter button. Just first you let me, which part Avi you want me to repeat? Avi, which part you want me to repeat? Okay guys, before that I want you people to use this attendance to type it down and fill the attendance. Right? You have to type this in a browser window because my chat is not working. I can see on a system but I cannot enforce it. So what you have to do is you have to type it down on your system chat. I cannot paste it. Take care of the capital letters and the small letters. This is quite visible up here. The capital and the small. This is case sensitive. Type this letter on a browser window and attempt your attendance. After that, we'll proceed further. I'll sticking it with up here for a few minutes. You watch it, you listen to me. Type this down https://forms.gle slash this, and you have to type it down and give an attendance because right now I cannot paste it on a chat window and inform it to you because it is, you see my browser is not working. See, it is not working here, so I cannot help you out in that. I cannot help you out in that. So guys, you have to do it by typing. Just let me know, Keshi. Just let me know if you are able to fill the attendance. Type it in your browser window https://forms.gle slash and then fill your attendance and then come back. We'll finish the remaining portion. Still a little more is left about this. Yes, this is visible. You have to view it and type it on your browser. So guys, now just let me know that you have filled your attendance. Not possible right now, Snowball. You have to type it down. You have to type it down. Not possible to share on WhatsApp because there are two reasons. People who are not attending may also fill it, and we have to end up in making certificates to those people who are not attending. So just you have to type it down to fill your attendance. Right, guys? I don't know if anyone in my team would be able to do that. I'll try if my system permits me again. Just for 1 minute. If my system permits me, then I'll do it again. Just give me a minute. I'll check out if my system permits me. Then I definitely would be able to help you people out. You see, once the streaming goes off, now it creates a problem. Okay, I'll try this out, and I think my streaming will help me. Just within a minute, let me know if my streaming helps me or not. Yes, I think I would be able to give you the attendance sheet. Now it is working. Now it is working. If the chat is visible, yes. Attendance, now the attendance is there. Now you can fill your attendance. Guys, click on the link and fill the attendance. It is there, right? So it is working now. Let us continue with the chapter and quickly finish it out. Lot of small things are there left out with this. So we were on remove duplicates. So guys, is it okay with remove duplicates? Now let us go with filters. Filters. Now see on the author here, I want to have the details of author 1 and 2. So click on this filter and select author 1 and 2 and say OK. Now author 1 and 2 details are visible up here. Now in the author 1 and 2, I want to see the fiction and comic only. Fiction and comic. So on the type here, I can select fiction and comic. Right? Like this, fiction and comic, and say OK. And fiction and comic will appear. So only the data for author 1 and 2 and fiction and comic. How to clear it? Clear on one filter and then clear filter type. Similarly, author and clear filter from author. Once you do it, you see the complete data will be back again. Similarly, you can work on calculations as I told you, add a column, then I'll show you again how to work on it. I am having a column and I want to know the cost per page. I want to know the cost per page in this column. So how to add it? First of all, rename the column, type down cost per page, right? Type down cost per page. And how to calculate cost per page? Type down equal to and cost divided by pages and enter. And the cost per page is now visible on the lower section. So this is cost per page. And in the end, if you want the total here, you can have your total in the total also, right? So is it okay, guys? Is it okay? So data table is one of those great features which you can use at any point of time for your own convenience, right? Now one more thing. Last topic of the day, guys. Last topic of the day, right? Last topic of the day. On your desktop, I am having a folder here. On a folder, create 3 Excel files. Right click, new, and Microsoft Excel worksheet, and name it one. Name it one. Similarly, another sheet, new, Microsoft Excel, and name it 2. Similarly, right click, new, Excel sheet, and name it total. Total. Now, another great feature of Excel you are going to watch now here. Earlier we did within one file, we calculated the total of different sheets in another sheet. Now we are going to do in different files. There are different files with us. How to summarize the data of one file to the other file. So guys, have you created 3 files? File 1, file 2, and file total? Just let me know when you create the 3 files. Just let me know when you create the 3 files. I'll show you how to connect the 3 files and how to create the summation of 2 files into a third file. Very simple feature. It will take just 2 minutes, but because people didn't knew about it, they are unable to use it. Right? So guys, just let me know if you created 3 files or any problem is there in creating the file. Just let me know. When you created the files, just select all the 3 files together. Select all the 3 files together and press enter. All the 3 files together and press enter. Right? And what you have to do is close your old file. Old file is there, close that file. There is no use of that file. You can save it and close it. So now we are having 3 files. There is a total file, right? And there is Excel1 and there is 2. There are 3 files. So you can see on my screen I am having a total and a 1 and a 2. Create 3 files, just blank files. Close the old file and on your desktop create 3 files. How to create 3 files? I'll show it to you again. Right click, new, and Microsoft Excel, and name it 1, 2 and 3 alike, right? Name it 1, 2 and total. 1, 2 and total. Just let me know when you create these 3 files so that I would be able to help you out, right? Just create 3 files. Avi, have you created the 3 files, 1, 2 and total? Or you can keep the names of the files by your own choice. Whatever the choice you would like to have, you can have that choice of the file. Okay, now the file is created. Open all the 3 files. Open all the 3 files. Right? Go to the total file. Go to the total file. Open all the 3 files. Maximize their size. Go to the total files. After that, click on view. Click on view. Click on view. In the view, there is an option called arrange all. Click on arrange all. Select vertical and say OK. Now all the 3 files will open side by side on a single window. As you can see my screen, go to view, go to view, click on arrange all, click on arrange all. In the arrange all, select vertical and OK. Arrange all and OK. Guys, let me know if you had been able to do that. Okay, open. After opening the file, just let me know if you are in a position. Just let me know if you are in a position to create the 3 files side by side. If they are open, just see if they are. Just go to view, and in the view there is an option called arrange all, and the arrange all vertical and OK. All the 3 files are visible adjacent to each other. So you can compare different files like this. You can compare different files. How to connect the data in the file? So let us go to A1. Let us go to A1 and type down 100 of file 2 or file 1, and in the other file type down 2000. Type down 2000. So in one file In one file type down 100 and in another file type down 2000, right? Type down 2000. Is it okay? Now go to the third file. Type down equal to, select the first cell of the next, put a plus sign, go to second file and select the first cell of the second file and press enter. Now see the total is there on the third file. Save all the three files before closing. Just save down the file before closing. So I hope guys by now you have created the three files, enter the data in the three files and create the link between the three files. So the, if you now you see, instead of 100 you type down 5000, the data set will change to 7000 in the third file. You can do this experiment. So in this way you can connect different data set files into another file, third file, the 4 file or 10 file. You can connect up to, I think if I'm correct, up to 128 files. Exact data is not but me, but still you can connect up to 128 files. So guys, is it okay? Right? And so with this we came to an end of our session here. This is what I want to cover in the boot camp of Excel. So I have covered most of the sections that are required for a layman to understand and operate on Excel, as well as there are many options that are being required by many people around it. Sudhir ji, I'll repeat. Avi, watch it again. Just have three files. Just have three files and try to connect them. You can do this experiment again. You can also go to my channel and find out a video and watch that video how to create. The video is also there. There you can learn how to do it, right? So I'll repeat again. Sudhir ji, I'm repeating it again. Sudhir Kulkarni. The three files are there. Now first file you see on the top, little total is in my file. So first file is total. Next two files are there where some data is there. So let me create a data. In the A1 I'll write down, let us say 200. And in the A1 of the next file I'll write down 4000, as you can see on the screen. I want the sum of these two files in the third file. I click on the third file A1 and write down equal to. After equal to, I take my mouse onto the next file and click on 200 on the file, and after that I click a plus and then take my mouse to the third file and click on the data set of the third file. So it will show the running boundary. That means if it's a running boundary, then the cell is selected and press enter and the summation is there, right? Is it okay, Sudhir ji? Sudhir Kulkarni, just let me know if it is okay. Great, Devisha, great Snowball. So in this manner you can create out the data sets by just typing them upon, and in this way you can create. So links can be created within a file and links can be created between files, within one file, in different sheets, between different files also, right? So okay, Avi, you go to my channel. You have already subscribed there. In channel there are sheets. Behavior of sheets is there. In there is a video where you can learn out. Aparajita, it will take some time. You see, today we are having a boot camp where most of our users are working on basic things. If we are able to do it, then we can just outgrow up ourselves and we'll move on to the next month, and there you would be able to do a boot camp. Yes, I am having a plan. I want to do it. I want to do it, Aprajita, but you see, I have to go according to the people who are there and who want to learn up. So I was having a request to do these fundamentals to cover up, so I did that, right? So I'll be, I would like to cover VB and macros, but you see currently the situation is not permissible. As soon as the user grows up and I'm having more requests, I'll be conducting that VB and macro also, Prajita, right? So guys, with this we are closing down our session. Thank you all for your patient hearing, right? And just I would like to thank you all, and so we will be meeting 2 weeks after that with a new workshop. That workshop is on storytelling and visualization. We did visualization in different manners, but today we are going to do that in a manner of storytelling and visualization. So we'll understand how to use storytelling and visualization with some more features of visualization that we didn't did in the past. I hope you all will join that workshops. Most of you are in a position to do that, and you have learned a lot of small things that are required to operate faster on the system, right, guys? So with this, I am closing the session down, and thanks for your patient hearing. Good night to you, and stay safe, right? Stay healthy, stay safe. Good night to all.